Oh, it's about that time again, isn't it?
It is indeed.
It is time to pet the cat. Alright, well, we're also going to run Odin Sphere Leifthrasir tonight, but first we're going to pet the cat.
This is the best part of the run.
Which is the best part of the run. So we've got our cat petting in, but hi, I'm Demerine. I'm joined by Silverfire on commentary today. And we're going to be running Oswald Easy for Odin Sphere Leifthrasir, the fourth of the 5 characters in the run. Sil will be taking you through a lot of the tech while I attempt to concentrate on what I'm doing tonight.
This is a pretty techy game. We're going to actually start off with a tutorial which can be made faster by doing the thing the tutorial wants you to do. Demi's going to be trying to do a couple moves right off the bat that can save around 15 seconds on this tutorial if it's all done correctly. We're hoping to get it done in under 90 seconds. One of the fastest tutorials of any speedrun I can think of, really, that has tutorials.
Yeah, and we'll go from there. So I guess we'll get this party started then. So we will start, and I'll count from 5. So we'll start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh yeah, we're skipping all the cutscenes, by the way. Doesn't count against the in-game time, which is what we use for timing in the community, but, you know, we're going to skip them anyway.
So, right here, this is a tutorial for Oswald's Berserk gauge. He has a very low damage move that drains Berserk energy from an enemy like this. And, it's by far the fastest way, but it's also really hard to hit with it. It's got a very small hitbox, and that very first enemy is actually a very tiny enemy. It's really easy to miss that grab thing. Now we're going to go over some of the special moves in Berserk. There's this special dash thing that she has to do at the right time to have the tutorial acknowledge that, yes, you've done the cool move.
Yep, and then we're going to detransform to save gauge here because we are about to go into the very first fight of the game. We're going to skip a text box because we hate text boxes. And we're going to drain twice as fast by actually getting those 2 enemies on top of each other so that we can go Berserk again really fast because we want to get through this as quick as possible.
Oswald has a lot of this managing Berserk gauge through the entire run. I would say he's probably the weakest fighter without the Berserk, but, you know, the damage, as you would expect from a Berserk gauge like this, is through the roof once you're in Berserk mode.
135.
And so managing it is a big part of his speedrun. So you're like, what, 95 seconds, you said?
Yeah.
135? Little slower than your real goal there, but it's still quite fast.
I got the frame perfect no sound transition into chapter 1 though, so we take those. You will not hear the opening noise if I hit it on the first possible frame to go into the next level.
Trick saves 1 frame. So here there's another tech that she's doing here, which is slide canceling. And basically, especially against these light enemies where you can slide kick them and have them get knocked back, you can reset Oswald's 4-hit combo animation. So she can swing 4 times, do the slide kick, and then immediately start swinging again instead of having a pause. And that substantially increases your damage output. It's a little harder to hit on some enemies than others. And these dwarves here are going to be a little heavier, so they don't slide cancel easily, so we're unfortunately just going to have to do a couple other modes to cancel our animation. You'll see her jump and then start swinging and then land on the ground. Landing on the ground also cancels the animation, so she can keep swinging.
Yeah, you can get 7 swings that way, potentially, which is more damage. You can slide cancel if you guard break them, because guard breaking brings them just off the ground. And we take 2 abilities here, Vile Rush, which you'll see a little bit of early on. I need this later. I need this for a couple specific fights later on, because it does a lot of damage, but is a very long animation. And it works really well on aerial enemies. And we're going to take Acceleration, which makes us run faster, because going fast is good, right? I heard about going fast. It is a speed run, not a slow run. We are going to run a little faster at this point. And we're going to grab We're gonna grab everything along the way because we need to do some shopping at the end of the chapter. We need 60 gold, very specifically, so we're gonna grab all the gold we can.
This is our first mid-boss. It's a pretty straightforward fight, and we're going to use the Vile Rush that we just got.
Just to bind it to a hotkey. Ooh, Toxin Potion. That's good.
And we're mostly going to be doing the slide canceling again on this, right? Or it's like a dash cancel, right?
Yeah, when you normally your R1 button lets you dodge attacks, when you're in Berserk state, it also does a large amount of damage and cancels your animation, so you can reset your swing a little faster. But we get a key for this door, so we're going to go through here. We're going to keep moving.
We can always work back to a checkpoint, which is what we just did there, and we get a key.
There'll be a lot of that in this run, so keep an eye out. Like, we checkpoint this room. Like, this room has a checkpoint in it, so this saves a checkpoint. And we're going to set up a left exit to set up a checkpoint as well, because we need to go into that room very briefly, do a little shopping. Really? That bomb blew up on me.
Those bombs are a little obnoxious. If you hit them, then they will get bounced back, and you can hit the enemies with them. But if you don't actually hit them with your weapon, then they will just blow up in your face. Basically trying to stack up the enemies a little bit here, and then take them all out.
Alright, so we're not going to open this treasure chest, because when we go in and out of this door, it'll open for us, which saves time. So we're going to go in, we're going to go out. That saves a checkpoint. We're going to grab that Habaneristo, which is very important. And I left a 10 gold piece there. That's actually very bad. I actually need that money. We're going to run back and grab it.
Here's the airship fight. Much easier for Oswald, just because it's a Chapter 1 fight than some of the other characters. You'll see on a lot of the boss fights a lot of alchemical potion use. There was a toxin potion that she threw there. They do quite a lot of damage in this game, and a couple points in the game will even mix some potions up for buffs against a specific boss. Trying to grab that fire spirits, I think.
Yeah. I could just wait till the end of the fight like I normally do, or I could do this badly, one or the other.
Yeah. Much like hitting the bombs, there's missiles in the air here that we can hit back on the airship, and they do silly amounts of damage, like she just did there.
It is kind of my primary damage output, because the flamethrower stops me from doing things for a while. That was actually a really bad airship. The marathon nerves
It's a little
are real.
messy, but
Yeah, we'll call that a lot messy. Need the Saturn Bangle, can't leave without that. But we're gonna go here, and we're gonna buy 2 more Saturn Bangles.
now that we own Saturn Bangles, we can also buy 2 more. We have our 60 gold, 67 gold, so this is gonna increase the damage received and increase the damage dealt by 10% each. So dealt and taken.
And then we need to open this specific door, otherwise I have to buy another key, which is a waste of time. So we're gonna make sure we get that. And then we're gonna warp back here to open the door that we have the key for now. We're gonna grab one last ability down this way, which is hidden, but this is the most important ability in the game. This is Crazed Grip.
So we grabbed the Vile Rush earlier. Vile Rush and Craze Grip are both power-using moves, so the green bar in the top left is her power. It regenerates quite quickly. Vile Rush, I think overall, does a little bit more damage than Crazed Grip, but it's a really long animation. Crazed Grip is an incredibly fast animation, and it still does very good damage. And we're going to be using it a lot, particularly against enemies on the ground.
Yep. And we'll talk a little bit about stun thresholds as well, because those are important, because when you can stun enemies, it's great. Breaking up attack animations is really good, so we're going to register that to forward and circle, and we are going to go to work. Nope, don't want to get by that. And now that all the shields are off, You have to break those 4 shields before you can do damage, and once they're broken, well, we got
And we go
loops.
berserk. And we're going to be doing this dash canceling and basically stun locking that boss pretty easily. Some of the later bosses aren't quite so easy to stun lock as that one. And also bosses do have specific points in their health bar. Every time she finishes a full health bar, most bosses will guaranteed recover from whatever stun situation that they're in.
Yeah, or when the gauge breaks when they're not stunned, they'll usually instantly stun, which is super powerful.
Yeah, so there's a couple fights where she's going to have to like time just when she's pushing out all of her damage so that she can pick up a stun as early as she can after an enemy is guaranteed to recover.
Oh, who's kidding? In the late game, I'm a bad player. I'm going to mash like a fighting game player. We're going to put the action in this action RPG. I'm going to push some buttons.
This game does kind of play like a fighting game in a lot of ways, and that's kind of one of its charms.
Yeah. There's one particular boss where I will hopefully land some off-the-ground tech and kill the boss very, very fast compared to what it could be. So Crazed Script uses 45% of the bar on top, but it is the preferred way to kill these Dwarven soldiers very fast. We're just gonna keep. And then if we don't have bar, we'll just jump on them like that and just take 5 or 6 swings to kill them. One of the big themes of this is that usually early in chapters you outpace the enemies a little bit. A little later in the route it's a little less true, but later in the chapter you start doing less proportional damage, so you have to be a little careful. Alright, we're gonna get our first key for this chapter. Oswald loves keys, apparently.
Key?
So we're gonna do that the slow way, because I'm not doing anything right now. Well, yeah, I'm doing a lot right. It's just that, in particular, just swing your sword, silly. Okay, why is that door not activating? Alright, I'm taking a quick look at my Berserk gauge, because I'm gonna need it soon, and I'm at about 3/4, so that's good. Buy vendor. We don't do a lot of shopping in this, except for specific locations. Did I get an extra toxin potion? I think I did. I'm going to show off here. Take him for a ride. This will let me set up an exit as well, because I want to be on the right side of the screen when all is said and done.
And that boss got wrecked. And we're still at like 80% gauge.
Yep. So we're going to go in here and leave this room real quick because we need to set up a teleport to there, and then we're going to go to the right exit, or the bottom exit, because we need to get a key again. So we're going to use this key we got to open this door, not the other one, because then we have to go through a big old annoying hidden area to get another key, and the run is dead. So we're not going to do that. Let's not kill our run by opening the wrong doors. And we'll get the key to the next door. And we'll teleport to that room we just touched for like 1 second. We're going to avoid that. Missed one.
Yeah, you can hit your Crazed Grip on multiple stacked enemies. It's a little tricky because it doesn't have the biggest hurt box.
It's a command throw. It's got a command throw hitbox. Let's be real.
It really does.
It's super tiny. Just trying to make sure I have all the money, but we're already at the end of the chapter. This chapter's super short. The boss is the longest part. It takes about 2 minutes. How much Berserk do I... Oh, I'm full. That's fantastic. I didn't pick up a Volcano Potion, though, which would be nice to start this fight, but otherwise we should be in good shape. Potion luck's a big part of the run as well, in terms of getting them and burning them off in the right places.
Question in chat, how many chapters there are? There are 6 chapters and an epilogue, which is basically a 7th chapter. So essentially 7 chapters.
Nope. Let me transform here. Oh, stay together.
So these bosses are jerks because they teleport like crazy. She's really just hoping that they at least, if they're gonna teleport, stay together, so that she can damage both of them. Because this is one of the few fights that there would be 2 bosses on at the same time.
I'm gonna use up this volcano potion I just got to.
I believe that also will set them on fire as well.
Dealing a small portion of their health as damage every second. I did not bind Serpent Grip. I'm wondering why my projectiles aren't coming out.
So Serpent Grief is the kind of the one ranged attack we'll see over this run, and it uses the kind of orange, they're reddish diamonds, which when we recover whenever we pick up the purple glowy stuff, which are called phosons, but we're not seeing any of the plot in this run. Let's be fair.
Not half bad. That was a gold split, by the way. That was a gold split, by the way.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah. So one of the big techs with that particular boss is that when you're berserk, when you're in the berserk state, you can push enemies together. So by pushing them on top of each other, you could just force them to be together. Also, throwing a volcano potion on that fight helps a lot. So we get Crazed Grip 3 here, so we're going to keep enhancing this. This increases the range, so it makes the hitbox a little easier to land. Lets me do some really tricky stuff later on as well, which you'll see, hopefully, in Chapter 7. We'll grab Backstab, which does damage when you get behind the enemy. You know what Crazed Grip does when you use it?
Puts you behind the enemy.
So good. Also, you may notice I'm playing in Japanese. It has absolutely no effect on the speed of the game. I just like the screaming in Japanese a little bit better. The voices are just better overall.
Not faster for playing in Japanese, just aesthetics.
Just aesthetics. Preferable sound. Why did I miss that? So you can see we're just going to quickly jump back to that one. I'm saving the Fire Spirits for Chapter 4 that I got. It's a very lucky drop to get Fire Spirits. They're pretty rare, so I'm actually hanging on to that for a little while. There's one specific boss I want to pop it on for a very quick kill.
Another subtle thing she's doing is she's mentioned setting up exits once or twice, where she wants to finish the fight not on top of the exit where she's going to, but like a few steps off, so that the treasure box that spawns in front of you after you clear a fight spawns on top of the exit that she's going to be going to, so she can grab that treasure box as she's leaving.
Alright, so we're going to stand right there, and you'll see what we mean by that, because the treasure box is going to spawn right there. We're going to hit it, grab this money, grab this ring, and leave. Saving maximum time.
This is our unfortunate first beehive fight. Oswald is not an especially good air fighter.
He's actually real terrible at it.
He's not even any better in Berserk mode.
Oh, he's worse in Berserk mode because he's super slippery. So we're just going to quickly jump from one to another. There's a frame-perfect trick where if you hit dodge and then jump right afterwards, you'll send yourself hurtling through the air at high speeds. Which we take advantage of.
Here's a pretty straightforward mini-boss fight. We're going to be using that backstab really extensively here. as well as the dash canceling. I'm not actually sure which, like, when the head is off, I'm not even sure which side of the boss is the back. But, I'm sure she's hitting it.
Yeah, I'm hitting him in the back for sure. That plant will die very fast. We're gonna grab this grape seed because we're gonna need it for money later. I'm gonna jump over these enemies. We never fight enemies in the rectangular rooms. It's not required, so we never do. Fighting things, of course, is slow. We don't want to do that.
All the circular rooms are battle stages that you have to clear. All the
Great.
rectangular rooms you can just run through and go out and exit.
So we're just going to kill the bears along the way to the next beehive. But yeah, we're going to use Craze Grip to finish combos here instead of just continuing the slide cancel because the orange bears are heavy because they are the more powerful versions of the bears.
They're also significantly healthier, so the burst of damage from Craze Grip is really useful.
Uh-huh.
Is this the chapter we get the bread?
Yep. Food is how you gain levels in this game more than anything, so we literally go and get that bread. We've actually already gotten one of the bread, but we're going to get 2 more here, and we'll get 1 more in the next room for our daily dose of bread, because we're going to want to have level 12. Oh, we buy specifically 2. Just want to have as much money as possible for Chapter 5. Actually, I want it for 4 and 5. The experience route, in this route particularly, is very tight. Like, it is very rare that I get off route because it is so perfect every time. Get some big
Chalta is trying to avoid going into the menu at inopportune times to add points into things and such.
Yeah, you'll notice I go into the menu whenever I get a Phozon Prism, and that is it.
And that's something that sends you into the menu regardless of what you're doing anyway, so you might as well do menuing while you're there.
Yep. We even got a top exit set up. Under 40 seconds for that room. Not bad. Get my breather right now. I get to stretch my hands.
Need some bread.
Eat some
bread.
bread. Gamers rise up. We got that bread. All right. Now that we've got this bread, we'll be level 12 when all this is said and done. We'll actually probably just miss level 12. We usually do. Yeah, by 3. Hey, still in my world record, you know how much I missed level 12 there by?
3?
I didn't. I killed 1 more bee, apparently. I actually had level 12 for this fight.
Well,
Go figure.
Interestingly enough, there's some frogs in this fight. You know how much XP frogs give?
More than 3.
More than 3.
I don't know precisely how much, but
I
it's
don't really know either. Like, one of them is going to just incidentally die at some point, and we're going to get a level up. There it is. So this is Belial. He's a dragon. The main thing to worry about here is that Belial can go underground, and if he does that, he'll spend about 15 seconds underground where we can't hurt him. And then after coming out of the ground for the next 5 seconds, he'll be busy doing his coming out of the ground animation and can't also do a death animation. So we've got to be really particular on this last health bar in particular to not let him go underground. Which is why she used the fire spirits there to kind of add a little bit more damage for output and stun lock.
Yup.
And we didn't let him go underground.
The run killer is real. the easiest boss in the game can just off your run by going under and killing 15 to 20 seconds. Alright, we get one of the more important abilities here. We get Extent of Madness, which increases our Berserk timer, so we can stay Berserk longer. This obviously is important and good, and lets us do more damage.
And we're going to max it out immediately.
Yeah, we have more than enough points to max it out immediately, so we are going to do that, and we're going to go grab Avenger, which gives us more damage the lower our health gets. This is very good. When I'm trying to speedrun, I try to keep my health low. I will take safeties during this run, because I just want to finish in under an hour and 3 minutes. Dying on the particular boss I try to push low health on will cost me 4 minutes.
And this other one, Dark Charge, increases our power recovery while we're in Berserk. So we just made our Berserk both cooler and longer.
Yeah, when I need to spam Crazed Grip to get stuns in Berserk mode, I will get them. That is what will happen. When I need a stun, I will get it, and that is important, because I don't want enemies doing attacks, because we're way under-leveled. Oh, right. This is a weird room. I forgot about that.
Under-leveled and in the underworld.
Really? I got crossed up by that enemy.
It's the first time in a while I've seen you completely whiff a Craze Grip.
Yeah, it happens. I won't miss this one. Or this one.
The Habanero stood there.
Need that. That's how we make Fire Spirits potions. We need to make one. So having a couple is super useful just for safety's sake here. Okay, again, this is another route where you have to get one particular key, so we're going to go directly to it. But we're going to make one detour along the way. To checkpoint a room and get a new bracelet. We're going to get an upgraded bracelet this chapter.
I believe this is the room with the, where there's going to be some phased out enemies that we can either wait until they attack, which is slow, or use a shine potion like the game was telling us about to reveal them and hit them. So as long as we're fighting in the light, then we can hit these kind of phased out ghostly enemies.
Interestingly, you can also parry fireballs at these and take them out of the ethereal state.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure you've done that before when I've been, like, watching you, but...
If I set it up correctly, I don't need to do that because they're already in the light to begin with, but yes, it's a good backup strat.
That is a much better backup strat than wait around for them to attack you.
Yeah, well, they have to. That is an attack, sadly, so it's kind of like wait around and let them attack you. Alright, normally we go down to get the key, but we need to do this room first, so we're going to go do this room first. We're going to stay near this door.
So this boss is a little bit of a jerk because he teleports in a lot of situations.
End of health bar. If I hit him with a Berserk Crazed Grip, he will also teleport.
There's certain times that he is incapable of teleporting those, so if she sees it go into like certain kinds of attack animations, then she can go ahead and Craze Grip it and it won't teleport. Yeah, Oswald has more than one annoying teleporting boss to deal with.
Really? Can you stop that, please? That's the wrong direction. Wow. That boss is annoying.
Turns out RNG teleport bosses are annoying for speedrunners. Who would have guessed?
Yeah. In other routes, I could set up non-teleports on that fight, and it's great. This one, nah. Just feels like teleporting. Trying to slide cancel those is a little annoying because they're floaty.
Yeah, they stay in the air too long after you hit them, so the slide will end up missing, and then you
Yeah.
won't get the slide cancel.
We'll exit through here now. Get a couple shine potions. We're gonna use those for alchemy later because I really don't need them usually. We're gonna talk to this guy right here. Hi, friend. No, let me talk to you.
You get 2 of these Venus bangles. These are similar to the Saturn bangles, except in addition to increasing damage and dealt and taken, they also make you do more damage as you lose health.
This is unsurprisingly fantastic.
As she mentioned earlier, it's why when she's really pushing for like world record times, she will run a lot of the game at rather unsafe health levels.
Yeah, Phosons will heal you up naturally to about 30% on easy, so I try to stay around 30%. Which gives me about 2/3 of the efficacy of my damage up, so it increases my damage by about 40% when all is said and done, so it's quite good. Here's Odin. The man himself. What's my potion layout look like? I got a toxin and a couple volcanoes. I'm gonna fling a volcano.
If we do this fight right, he won't even get a chance to pull out his sphere. That the I can't pronounce that word.
Eponymous.
Eponymous, thank you.
Odin Sphere.
But let's just struggle him.
Yeah, let's go for very swaggy things rather than efficient things because it's fun.
That looked both swaggy and efficient to me. I'm not sure if you think you should have taken the fight differently.
Don't want to get hit by that punch. That does a fair bit of damage. There's the sphere.
Doesn't look like he's getting much of a chance to do much with it though, which is good.
He's gonna get the death. He's gonna get the death immune state though here for a second. Sure, time loss.
That's awkward.
Yeah, there's some enemies that get death immune states, and it's just a pure time loss. Probably not gonna have the world record. Probably not gonna be a world record run here, sadly.
Yeah, it's just a few seconds lost, so...
Yeah, it's about a 20-second loss when all said and done. Maybe 15-ish, but yeah. The problem with him getting the sphere out is not him having the sphere out. It's that I should have waited for to get out of the first death immune that he gets when he summons the sphere to then break it off of him so that he doesn't go death immune again. But I just sort of pushed through and hoped that I wouldn't hit the death immune the second time, and I did anyway.
So you could have played around that if you played it a little differently.
Possibly. It's not worth it necessarily because you're basically trying to push a lot of DPS. I maybe could have burned a second potion there to avoid it as well, just to do more damage. But, you know, happens. You get the sphere after a certain amount of time anyway, so I wasn't really pushing good damage to begin with. Which happens. Fight's hard. High-level execution in this game is very difficult. There's 6 of these. They all take 1 hit each.
Other than that, they are pretty anticlimactic.
It's good to know that they exist because they come in concert with other enemies later and they are a little more annoying. So there we get a fish fillet, which we're going to use later. We'll just jump up here real quick. Nope.
She drops her power on the craze grips specifically when the boss is like thinking about starting an attack animation to make sure it gets stunned out of it. She's also just mashing.
Like a bad fighting game player. Which is what I am. Unsurprising.
Bad fighting game player and holding the world record in this game in all 5 characters for the easy category.
Yeah. I'm gonna grab that level 3 healing tonic, because that is the safety we're gonna need later. No, use the door. Perfect.
Yeah, we ended up going through this run. It's like, yeah, we're playing on easy, but like levels are up to level 26 for the enemies now. We're level 16. So easy is a little bit of a misnomer.
Like, easy is a great way to play the game. It's super slick. You'll feel real powerful at the end of the day, which I love. But to go real fast at easy, it's taken a lot of runs and a lot of optimizations. Like, and a lot of thinking about where I could save time and how I could do fights better. Because, like, missing one hit can be a huge difference.
Yeah, it can be the difference of several seconds on a particular fight, and that adds up really, really fast. So we're going to sell a whole bunch of seeds here, and we're going to have a nice seafood snack.
I'm gonna sell some equipment, too, while we're at it. Just to make sure we've got the money. I wanted to get 2 fish fillets. It's a slightly better feed this way. We're not going to do it yet, though. We get 1 more fish fillet in this chapter, so we're going to grab that real quick, and then we'll do it. This is the worst room in the game.
Are these enemies a little bit trolly?
Yes. So at least for the first half, we hit the Berserk. We only hit it for the first half because we want to make sure that we have Berserk for the important boss later.
So it gives us some time to get Berserk back.
Yeah, we'll get it back, but... But we want to be absolutely sure that we have it, like, when we need it, which is on the boss.
We've got more of these griffins, as well as the ice elementals earlier. The real obnoxious thing about the ice elementals is if you don't hit them and break them, they will kind of like break over your head and freeze you, and that's real obnoxious.
Yeah, the last thing you need to get slowed down, because it applies a pretty massive slow. An extra level of freeze will actually freeze you in place, which is even worse. Making you have to mash out of it, which you don't want to have to do.
Yeah, but even the slowdown, it's like it slows not just your movement, but also your attack animations and stuff.
Alright, so we got this level 3. Wow, you're gonna get a big yogurt here. This multiplies the amount of experience you get from your food. It's actually more efficient to put the grapes in the potion, interestingly enough. So I'm actually going to be over-leveled for the first time in a long time in this segment.
Not actually over-leveled, just like almost on par leveled.
I'm plus
which,
1.
Isn't it 27?
No,
29.
21 right here, usually.
No. I mean, oh, you mean compared to the route that you're normally on, XP-wise. I thought you were talking about like where the game expects you to be here, which is level 29.
Oh yeah, no, we were 7.
We had skipped so many fights. Unfortunately, I couldn't keep him in the cyclone there.
Happens.
You can actually see the Cyclone off screen on the minimap up there. The minimap in this game is incredibly detailed and really useful as well. Especially on the normal fights, like, she will often be watching her minimap more than actually watching the character do the animations.
It's a pretty game and I don't get to see it. It makes me a little sad. No, not allowed to attack me. That's very bad. Bad dragon. No attacking. Like, we're using all of our resources to basically stop Wagner from doing things, because all of his attacks are very impressive and very dangerous.
And if we see any of them, then the fight can go really bad really quickly.
Yeah, makes the fight go very pear-shaped if you get hit by them. We don't want that to happen. It is time for the worst chapter.
After with Wizrobes in it.
Yes, the chapter with Wizards in it.
This isn't even a Zelda game, and we still hate Wizrobes.
Yeah, but we're gonna get Vile Rush 3 here because again we need it for this boss upcoming, and we're gonna grab Gourmet because we need to get some levels. I need to eat a little bit more food. We're gonna do one more food here for this run, and then we're pretty much done leveling up. We finished this route around level 29, which is pretty wild. But we're going to Puka Village, home of lovingly rendered food that we will not see because this is a speed run, so we skip it.
Yeah, you can skip the cutscene on eating food as well. And so we'll get this lovely steak tartare and then never see it.
You just see a plate. We need as much power, we need as much damage output as we can get for the next boss.
Yeah,
so,
that one piece of food was like a level and 3/4, I want to say.
It was two. It's two solid levels.
2 levels and 3/4.
Yeah. So it nearly puts us. We'll be by 26 by the end of the chapter for sure, basically. Oh, I wanted to jump over him. Thank you.
Despite their heavy armor, these are actually light enemies, so we're going to be back to slide canceling.
Yeah, we're just going to Crazed Grip to end things very fast. Okay, we're going to go through this door here.
Here's the first sight of Wizrobes, or mages as the game calls them, but...
Yeah, we know this. We know the score.
They teleport randomly. When they start their teleport animation, they become they become immune to damage as well, so you can't even just be like, oh, it's about to teleport, I'll kill it really quick.
Yeah.
These wizard eyes, they're kind of like the ice elementals. They actually have a little more than 1 hit point.
125.
But they don't have enough to survive more than 1 hit, so it doesn't really matter. They might as well have 1 hit point.
Yep. And here's our last skill of the game. We're going to get Assault High, put 1 level into it.
So you've seen the chain gauge that we've had for counting really high throughout this whole run. This is the thing that makes that really matter, because it means that if the chain gauge is higher, you do more damage.
Yep, and we rank it up to 2 immediately, which is always good. And we're gonna actually, since we actually have an extra level this route, we're gonna take Power Supply, which gives us a little bit of our power gauge back when we defeat an enemy. It's a nice efficiency. It's not strictly necessary. I'm usually a level behind that, so I usually skip it. And we're gonna grab this key, which we need for a door. We're gonna run right by the first red door we see, because if we open that red door, we've gotta, like, traverse the entire stage to finish it. We don't want to do that. That's a giant waste of time. I always make sure I just wave goodbye. Bye, door. So we need to we're gonna hang on to this key for later, though.
Door. We're not interested in opening treasure boxes anymore.
Yay!
Actually, one of her favorite things is skipping treasure boxes.
Whatever I'm playing, that.
This is a fairly straightforward mini-boss here.
It juggles very easily. So we take advantage of that fact and just juggle it forever. We do open this box, though, because we want the food out of it, because we're going to combine it with a potion later. Like, we're going to use it for our one little bit of alchemy that we do during this entire run right at the end.
Yeah, Oswald takes the fewest alchemy breaks, I want to say.
It only takes one.
Okay.
Which, interestingly enough, is the fewest in all the routes. Are they all dead? I missed a mage. Alright, it's fine. We do have to get the scroll, those are automatic. But we're done with this chapter. One last fight, and we're out of here. We're gonna unlock a door, and we're gonna fight Uncle Wizrobe, leader of the Wizrobes. Rudest boss in the game. But yeah, this is
Remember how
where
Wizrobes start that teleport animation, and you can't hit them, like I was saying? This boss does it too.
imagine having a 30
lot.
frame window to imagine having a 30 frame window to hit a boss. Solid half a second. Easy game, right? You'll say we hate this guy. We're gonna crack Berserk immediately because he also summons 2 bugbears during the fight. So first things first, though, we saved some potions for this.
Off this bugbear, unless we can get Skaldy off the ground there. Guess we couldn't.
That's very hard.
And now we're back to just kind of chasing him down whenever he teleports away and try to either hope he attacks so that we can do something back to him, because otherwise it looks like that, where it's like, I hit him once and then he teleported away.
The second bugbear didn't show up.
Oh, interesting. I didn't even realize that could happen.
Neither did I.
Okay, well, let's keep this guy juggled for a little while and,
And study the video later, because that's a big deal. Alright, taking him right out to the juggle range. Taking him right out to his maximum juggle. I'm actually going to pick these up so that they don't stop me from gripping, because we won't be able to grip the boss. We don't get a lot of windows, so we're going to try to get... That's a 4 fire spirits. I need that for later. That's fine.
managed to get the stun lock. Not managing to get the stun locks on him on a lot of these teleports, which is unfortunate. Here we go.
Oh, it's Marvel time! Oh, here we go. Gonna get that off the ground action going. I'm gonna whip that one though. Oh well.
Turns out it's hard to play the game when it's off the top of the screen.
That is very hard to do, and if I get that last pickup, that's actually a 9-minute fight. Which, For a reference, my PB on this fight is 10 minutes and 1 second. Oh, good, do that move. I need that blaze off the ground. I really don't now. I'm gonna grab it anyway. What a time for a gold split. What a time for a 30-second gold split.
There's going to be some figuring out what happened with not getting that second bugbear.
Yeah, that is you usually get 2. Only getting 1 is actually a huge deal there. Because that could change the route immensely if there's a way for me to do that again. Because getting only 1 saves about a solid 45 seconds of just fighting the one off because you need them off the screen to continue your juggles on the boss. So yeah, that's actually interesting, and that is new. That has never happened before, so ARPGME fans, enjoy your new tech that has not ever happened before on this route.
This is the good kind of that's never happened before. I don't know if I've ever seen a good that's never happened before.
Cool.
I'm gonna start this chapter off with a boss fight. You said you had some tech on this boss fight now?
To mostly throw a toxin potion at the start.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, that did so much damage! And she's poisoned. And we got another toxin potion. You gonna throw the new one too?
No, I'm saving that for the last boss. I don't use that in Chocobut, honestly. The last boss dies so easily.
Yeah, and you also have a fire spirits already for the last boss.
Yeah. Saves me a lot of alchemy time.
And we primarily got Vile Rush for these aerial enemies because Craze Grip can only be used if you are standing on the ground. You can Craze Grip this boss if she's close enough to the ground, but she never stands on the ground herself.
Speaking of not being on the ground, you'll notice my Berserk gauge is empty.
Doesn't land until you actually land.
Yeah. So we're gonna get a very fast kill here on this boss because my Berserk never runs out when I don't want it to. But we need 4 lanterns to open the last door. Here's one. Gives you the first one right away for free. Jump down here. Our last instance of slide canceling is here, so enjoy. Like the ice elementals, the fire elementals will apply their status to you when they hit you if you don't block it or hit them. But their status is burn, which is a little less scary. It just deals you damage over time. Which, when we want to do more damage, taking damage over time is not the worst thing. So here's the final door. We're going to run past that for a minute.
And we don't have all 4 blue flames, so we can't do anything there.
Yep. We're also at my least favorite part of the plot line because Oswald has been killing everybody to get this ring to propose to his girlfriend Gwendolyn, who there's a lot of weirdness in there. But honestly, he's here to save the girl who also, like, literally kills the first boss from this chapter, among other things. So she's kind of powerful as it is. Man, I can't hit a grip on this to save my life right now. I'm gonna miss one more for good measure while I'm here.
Yeah, this boss unfortunately moves a lot, and
Yeah, we're gonna resort to the juggle plan here, I think, for a little bit.
also when it's on its last health bar, which we're not at yet, but it has a relatively scary attack that it can do. It's this one, isn't it?
Yep.
We canceled it. Okay, good.
Yep. Basically, when Chocobutt will slam his spear into the ground, causing a giant geyser to come up, we absolutely do not want this to happen. It is about to happen. Nope, it's not.
If she slams her spear down there, like, huge plume of lava comes out of the ground. Like, you literally can't cross it. It's especially bad if it ends up on one side of the geyser and you end up on the other. So then things get real awkward.
Your dash is intangible and you can go through it, but if you foul it up, you take a lot of damage. Do I have a Cyclone Potion? Please tell me I've been saving this for the entire time. Because you need that to get to the 4th Blue Flame. Very important. So with all the keys
all
in
4
place...
Blue Flames. Yep. Let's
Just
go to the final boss.
But first, we gotta do some alchemy. I have this level 4. I have a level 4. I have the level 3 shine. That's fine. We're gonna throw 2 pieces of equipment at it, make it an overload, throw this mulberry in there. We'll throw these level 1 healing tonics, one of these level 3 healing tonics. We'll throw this, we'll throw this. We don't need that. We'll get that to level 6. And our 4 fire spirits, we're just gonna assume is enough. Just gonna assume is... Don't really have any other way to... What's that?
You stole that cacao.
Oh, that's right. I did grab that. You're right. Thank you for reminding me. Not the blaze. Thank you. The fire spirits. I do it to get the fire spirits to 6. So you don't need it. Thank you.
We also have like a volcano and some other stuff.
A volcano and a blaze. I'm gonna throw those out too. The final boss is Onyx. Another boss we don't ever want to see throw an attack if we can help it. I don't have like 5 Cyclone Potions this time, which makes me a little sad, but what are you gonna do? Cool, let's pop some potions. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and drink. And drink. And don't drink this one. This one's volatile. And angry.
Try and keep the boss on top of that fire pillar that we created on the ground. Being a giant fire elemental thing, he is immune to the burning status, but he's not immune to fire damage, so don't worry about it. We're setting it on fire. It's fine. There are several attacks here, though, that like not only do a lot of damage, but also kind of disrupt the battlefield in a way that's extremely obnoxious and can make it slower for us to just keep pumping out damage.
Good crit. The cinematic crits also apply a ton of stun usually.
Uh-oh, is he gonna get this attack off? Yeah, that's annoying.
Just stand here for a sec.
So yeah, that left fire on the ground, and now that the fire is cooled, it still leaves those like lava arch things that kind of are terrain that you can theoretically destroy.
A little bit of fuzziness at the end there, but hey. Not a bad run. What was it, 57? It's time, by the way. 57:39 on my timer.
Yep,
Sorry, time on the boss. But we're going to
leaderboard is based on in-game time, because the in-game time is nice and accurate and deals with loading times, and since this game is on both PS3 and PS4, having load times removed is real nice.
Yeah, it does it all for us, so we're going to mash out of there. We're going to hope we were sub 57, because that would be nice. And we are at 5650, which is real solid. Record is 5613 unofficially. It needs to be. It needs just got shipped in 2 days ago, so that's fine. But that was a fun little run. That's Oswald. Oswald can go very, very fast. Probably a theoretical minimum around 55. So we'll get there one day. Today was not the day though. Real rough
Run.
chat.
Let's pet the cat.
We're gonna pet that cat though. Obviously, I'd like to thank my team, the RPG Valkyries, of which Silverfire is also a member. We are, of course, a bunch of femme and femme-leaning speedrunners who speedrun RPGs and love them to death. You can catch us at major events all over the internet. Of course, special thanks, Sil. Thank you again for commentating with me, because it always means a lot. And of course, I, as always, need to thank my fiance, Amy Kaithera, who might be watching. And if she is, you're wonderful, and I love you. That is about that.
All right, there we go. All right, how's everything going up here?
Just finished.
Just finished. Perfect. Okay, awesome. So, thank you so much. We're working with something else.
All right.
Cat petting %. That's what matters, right? Okay.
I can pet the cat as long as you need, but otherwise I could step out.
No, you're good. Let me get into the thing. All right. Thanks so much for the run. We appreciate it. We can keep petting the cat for a bit, or I can put it back to music, whatever the chat would like.
The chat seems to be pretty into petting the cat.
Okay, perfect. we can leave it to petting the cat for a bit. Cat petting, got it. You guys are free to sit here and chat about the game then while you pet the cat for a little bit. We appreciated the run. It was super great. We were working on a technical thing and got a little occupied. So
Yeah.
I apologize. Took me a second.
No worries. I mean, again, thank you for having me. It always means a lot to get to run this particular game. It's one of my favorite games of all time. We have a Discord. I forget what it is, but if you DM me on Discord or on Twitch, I can get you that link. Game, of course, looks real easy, even on easy, but doing it really fast is really hard. I've probably done, between all 5 characters, over 200 runs total to kind of get to this level of speed. I think the major thing is that, being kind of a beat-em-up / RPG from the PS4, it's kind of a narrow window of game, but it's just fantastic. It's so smooth. Vanillaware graphics are beautiful. It's just such a really nice remake of the original game, which was very clunky in a lot of ways. If you've played this or Muramasa the Demon Blade or Dragon's Crown, just again, that real fluid 2D hand-drawn style that you just don't see in games anymore, which is kind of unfortunate, but also kind of understandable. But we'd love to have you. I'm trying to put together notes for all my runs because my notes right now are literally for this run are grab bread in 3, grab bracelets in 1 and 4, grab fish in 5, Puka Village at 6, right? Which makes a lot of sense to me, but for a new runner won't mean a lot. So I'm actually putting together guides for this as well. I feel like I've been running it enough to maybe hopefully try and get a few more people to run it with me.
Perfect. That sounds awesome.
All right, but I do need to get moving because I need to grab a drink. But thank you again for having us. And everybody out there, have a lovely night.
You too. Have a wonderful day. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me on for commentary. Even though I don't really run this game myself, I do really enjoy watching you play it and the tech involved, and you're great.
All right. Thanks again so much for the run, and you guys have a great night, all right?
Will do.